So, guys, we are live. Welcome to the 11th episode of the UnTacticos. I'm Jito, Jopi on X. I'm with,
Hi, this is Ganesh at I am Ganesha on X,
uh,
I'm Raman. I'm
and we have
here. I'll
Raman.
be here. I'll be on screen soon. So let's
Hmm.
begin.
yeah. So, in this episode, we are going to talk about Arsenal's game versus Leverkusen, the pundits chatter around Arsenal, the UCL games in general, how other teams have been performing, UCL second leg predictions, Tottenham and Leicester's possible relegation, and a lot more. If you're new to our channel, please do subscribe and join us. And if you'd like to join us in any of the next stream, feel free to connect with any of us, either me, either Ganesha or Raman. We would love to have you guys on the stream. It doesn't matter which club you support, we would love to hear all the views. So let's begin, guys. What do you think about Arsenal's game against Leverkusen after our results against Chelsea and Brighton? How do you think our club is performing? And are you guys satisfied with the 1-1 draw?
I think one thing was very clear was that this was not a classic performance or a game for the ages. This was more of a controlled gameplay where Leverkusen and Arsenal both did not want to lose. Leverkusen, of course, they were playing at home, so uh, traditionally they should have gone for it. But I think it was they played a very pragmatic kind of football, and Arsenal tried the best to get get something out of the game initially. But then the goal that came against run of play from a corner, then we were chasing. It was lucky that we got the penalty and we scored. But of course, then I think something that Noni said after the game like really summed it up. Like he said, if we are in like if we're not winning, we should not be losing as well. So I think the game state that the place that we are in all tournament right now is like we need to, even if we're not winning, we should still be able to get something out of the game by drawing the game and equalizing. I think there was a desperation for us to equalize, and we did equalize. So I think overall, seeing what has happened with other clubs across Europe in the in like from the Premier League in the Champions League this weekend, I was Arsenal performance was still I would say pragmatic, controlled, not easy on the eye, but still effective. And we are still, I think there's a
As
good chance
compared
that we score a lot of goals when Leverkusen visits us at Emirates.
This is in comparison to the other Premier League clubs as well. Arsenal performance or every club's performance in general.
No, I think I just saw a couple of games, and in terms of the Premier League clubs, I think especially what happened with Chelsea when they were 2-2 at halftime, and the game looked very good. Uh, PSG Chelsea, and they were both teams were effective. But if you see when Chelsea just tried to be a little bit open and were trying to dominate, and 15 minutes of madness, and then the game just completely turned, and they scored three. And I think Chelsea could imagine it was 2-2, and then the game goes to Stamford Bridge. I think it would have been a big advantage for Chelsea. Now I think it's an uphill battle now, and I think it's the
Fair enough.
same for
Raman?
City. City as well is the same thing. City is also, I think it's difficult for them to overturn the 3-0 deficit.
Yep.
I mean, my first impression was that yeah, fine, we drew 1-1, and I was expecting like a massive meltdown, which happened. And then I saw the other performances. Like I saw Chelsea properly getting thrashed, got Tottenham getting thrashed, got City getting thrashed. One second.
I think that kind of gives us the context of where we are,
No,
like
yeah. So,
comparing
but
us.
at the end of the day, I was utterly surprised that even after all these results, the chatter is all about Arsenal and the style of play and this and that or whatnot. But again, I'm going to be very objective, and I'm going to talk about Arsenal. The thing is, I again Leverkusen, like any other team that we have faced in the Premier League, they just decided to like put 9 or 10 men behind the ball and like defend the thing even before they scored that corner. Fine, I completely give it to that approach. But what we didn't do is we didn't add pace in the way we attacked. We were like, I think it was by design, in my opinion. In fact, if you go back this time last year when we went away to PSV, we thrashed them 7-1, right? But again, there was a context. There was context to that thing. Why we did that? Because so that we don't have to. Of course, Arteta didn't think we'll thrash them 7-1 or whatever. Maybe a 3-0, 4-0 scoreline was expected. That is because we were in a crucial, what do you say, a crunch fixture list at that time, and even now. So to make the next game pretty much relaxed. Now in this thing, what I felt, it's purely my opinion. I've not read or seen anything like this. It's like, think about it from city's perspective, right? Like, for us, they are like a very very key rival at this moment. They are,
Mm.
as things stand, they are into four competitions. Even, I mean, I'm talking before the Madrid game, of course.
Yeah,
They were in four competitions. We are in four competitions, so we also need to conserve ourselves in a way
correct.
that we give our everything in the next three games. The Premier League game against Everton of definitely a must win. Now the Leverkusen game becomes must win. The only luxury we have is that we are playing it at home, right? So that gives us some kind of leeway to go a bit more relaxed than we would normally do. And then there's the cup final. Now imagine City, from for what they have done in that Nottingham Forest game, then the Madrid game. They have given themselves a mountain to climb. And had they won at Madrid, even say 3-1 or whatever, they could have potentially given themselves a break before the cup final. See, now because we didn't. In fact, when we were attacking, I'm not saying we were bad or whatever. I'm just saying that we we didn't put we didn't go beyond the second gear. We were like very relaxed, and even as a fan, when I was watching, I was actually very relaxed. I wasn't like losing my shit like I did in that Bulls game. I was relaxed. Even we went behind 80, whatever. I think we got the penalty very late. I won't
89th minute.
even. So 89 minutes. I'm not even kidding. I told somebody who was watching it with me that we might grab the winner. Then I realized next minute that there's like a 3 minute added time. So I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. But I'm okay with the result. I'm
Yeah, but if you see how the way teams are setting up in even in Europe now, this team like till now there was a little bit Champions League games were a little bit more open, but I think considering this is the first leg, a lot of teams just generally just were waiting and being a little bit more patient. And I think Leverkusen respected Arsenal and they understood that Arsenal and Leverkusen also has been having a run of draws. They're having a lot of draws in Bundesliga as well, so they're coming through this phase where they're not dropping points, but they're not actually winning as well. And
Yeah,
look at the setup. They play this 3-5-3, 3-4-3, and then almost it's like it becomes a five-man defense. And that's how they try to suffocate Arsenal in terms of not giving them enough space to move around. And you could see that as they was I, I was one thing that was positive to see was finally I saw Eze coming dropping back deep and getting the similar to what Odegaard does. But again, I think as fans, people who were hating Odegaard till last week, I think they started appreciating how good Odegaard is now because the way he
Yeah.
controls the games is something that is still he brings so much control to the game. Like it seemed that Arsenal is dominating, even though we are not a threat attacking wise. You can see the midfield battle is being like managed by him and Rice. So that's something that it is tough. I think we have different skill set between Eze and Odegaard, and that's going to be very crucial as we go into the different competitions and different games in a must-win game situation.
yeah, agreed.
And just to
Actually,
point
about
out,
this, yeah.
City's next fixtures, like City is playing Crystal Palace, then they're playing Arsenal, then they're playing Liverpool, then they're playing Chelsea, and then they again play Arsenal. So this next
Sorry,
five games,
sorry. What Crystal Palace? No, no. They think they're playing West Ham.
are they playing? Oh yeah, sorry. The Crystal
They're
Palace
playing
game
West Ham
got
away.
pushed. Yeah.
That got pushed. But I think that's gonna be
Now
after the
after the
final,
cup after the
after the
Carabao.
international break.
But
But see,
it's a
again,
tricky fixture list for them going forward.
yeah.
Like
I think we have kind of added to the pressure in directly or indirectly. But I feel they have dug a hole for themselves. So let's see how. See, the thing is, it's also a test of character for them. Yeah, as much as it is for us, we need to get through this Everton game hook or crook. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a toss about the performances or whatever. Get a 1-0 win, dodgy penalty, dodgy header. I don't care. Get it done. Get the 3 points. Then watch City. I want them to. I want us to win. See, this is a very very important game. This is a must win. Like it can't get bigger than that. We win. We go 10 points clear temporarily at least, and then just sit back and watch. I want us all to go through that 2 hours of pressure, intense pressure. I'm telling you, this is I'm just talking from a personal experience. Like I have not seen my team in like four competitions.
for some age, for some time.
Not sometime ever. When have
Yeah,
we seen? Of course, we've been in a title race. We've been in an FA Cup run.
yeah,
Even in my lifetime, I've seen my team go to the Champions League final. All that I've seen, but then I've never seen like us dealing with the pressure of four competitions together
true.
and one by one by one. So I'm a nervous wreck when there's a match, there's a Premier League match going on. But my goodness, these two games, this Leverkusen game and the Mansfield game, were like they just helped me reduce the pressure. I was very chilled for these games, but I'm loving it. I'm loving the experience, every minute of it.
I have a question. I think this is for both of you. Like in terms of given a choice, like what is the choice of competitions that you would want to win this season? So if you win, if, for example, if I give you a choice of two competitions that you can win as Arsenal, so I think preference would be winning the Premier League, winning Champions League, and other two are fine, right? Or what is your take on that?
My thing is Premier League.
I
My
on that.
sorry, go on. No, no, I'll say first. My thing is, I want the Premier League done and dusted. I don't care about the Champions League. I don't care about this whole quad talk and all. Just get the Premier League. One, the main reason is I've invested a lot of time in the Premier League. Right? I've given my heart, my soul, my energy, my sweat, my blood pressure as well. Everything to this season. That Brighton game just took me
The
to
Wolves
another
game.
level. I'm telling you. Wolves game, I was like raging. Like that brought the angry side of me. I've never like my angry this angry side of me has not come out this season. Even the Brighton game was, even though they were not creating anything,
Yeah,
like they were not threatening, and I was so confident in my defense that they're not letting them through at all. Yet there was like this weird thing. I wouldn't call it PTSD, but then it's more like the tension that with what if they might score. I don't
yeah.
want them to score. So I was so happy. I was so relieved at that. I was jumping actually. So yeah,
But do you think
Premier
Arsenal
League.
should have?
Go on.
But do you think Arsenal should have been in that position though? Like these three games, the Wolves, the Brighton, the Chelsea game. Do you think Arsenal should have been in that position, like that Novi kind of a situation, or we should have just closed the game in the
And those
beginning
who have
itself?
seen in the past, like we were known as the 1-0 to the Arsenal. Like there is a song as well, and
Hmm.
there's I think this is late 90s as well, where we were winning a lot under George Graham as well. Like early 90s and under George Graham also, we were winning a lot of 1-0s. So I think it's a throwback to that. But yeah, it's really stressful for a team. But somehow they are surprisingly much more. The players this season are much more calmer than last couple of seasons, because we had a lot of such situations in the
Yeah,
past as well.
yeah,
But this time they seem to be a little bit more confident in their abilities to defend. I think there is a understanding between the players that we're not going to let this game slip away.
yeah,
And I think
yeah,
it's across the back four and I think the shield as well, like both Zubimendi and Rice. This is a big unit, which is they are like, okay, you can't score against us. We're going to suffocate you that way. Then if you give us a slight chance, we're going to score from a corner. We're going to get a penalty. We're going to score. We're going to use the pace of Martinelli or Saka just pushing forward and cutting in. We're going to create one goal and that's it. But you can't score against us. I think that's the mentality, siege mentality that we have right now. which is, I think, which is
And
a very different Arsenal. I've not seen last couple of seasons. This is a little bit of a different Arsenal. And under Arteta, if you have observed, every season has been different. It's not that he's sticking to saying that I'm going to play this. This is my style. I'm going to play this tiki-taka football. I'm going to play pragmatic football. I'm going to play open football. He is not wedded to any kind of style. He's like, I see the opponent, I try to break them down, or I see the threat, I try to see how I can mitigate the threat from my defensive players.
yeah.
And that is, I think this is, I would call it the effective football.
And what
That's
this see again, this is my way of looking at things. The question you asked me, Jito, like, shouldn't they close out games? This is also a way of closing out games, right? It's just for us as a fan, as a viewer. It might get a bit tedious, I think, but this is also a way of closing out games. See, again, even these games that you're talking about, Chelsea, for whatever analysis I've heard, like, Chelsea threatened them. Chelsea created 0.3 xg in that game.
Yeah.
What chances are you talking about? What big chances they haven't? They had three shots on target or whatever. All team efforts. Maybe in their goal wasn't even on target. I suppose that's our own goal. We gifted them. So,
Correct.
but see, Brighton,
Mbappe.
right,
In
right.
Cape.
In Cafe. Now Brighton, what were they doing? They were like, yeah, we were like trying to attack, play beautiful football according to that idiotic manager of theirs. What did they actually do? Now, when people say we are not playing beautiful football, isn't the onus on the other team to perform
Yeah.
rather than us performing? If as you say, we are playing terrible football, then kill us. Try to beat us. You're not able to do that. Then what are you talking about?
Come and play the attacking style of football that Fabian Husler, like, he wants to play attacking and expressive football. Come and play that, right? He didn't do that. He
He
was he
didn't
was
do that.
he pragmatic himself. And now I think of it,
Yeah,
and he's coming out and saying stupid stuff like, I'm going to play like this only. Like, then that means he's wedded to his style, which is, that means he's not flexible at all. How is how is he expecting himself to win any trophy if he's going to play like this single
three
style of
wins
football?
since November. 3 wins since November is what that guy has achieved. I don't care what he says.
Yeah,
Again,
and
the
these people
the
come
whole
and
point.
the way they come and say, put. I think that's why I liked Liam Rosenior better, because he was appreciating the style. He was like, as long as my team is winning, whatever it takes, that's what team has to do.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
appreciated Arsenal's intent there. But I think some other managers that this is also kind of a mind games that they're trying to play to break us down.
They're just catching on that train of, that this whole nonsense that is going on in the media. They just been baited. They just threw a bait and they caught it. These idiots, Michael Carrick,
Yeah.
this guy Hursler,
Neville.
and there are others.
Neville.
Who?
John Obi
Neville.
Mikel.
Kevin,
John
John
Obi
Obi Mikel.
Mikel.
That's, oh my goodness, that guy is he's something. I mean, it's see, again, I'm not surprised that he said all these things. He's been ranting about it since the start of the season. Arsenal will, first part, I think, at the start he was like, Arsenal will bottle it, Arsenal will bottle it.
Yeah.
Then when Chelsea came closer, he's like, now see what Chelsea does. Then Chelsea went away. He's into some new things, like, like Arsenal are cheats or whatever. I don't care. The only good part for him is that he has earned a gig now. Now he said
Yeah.
that on his podcast. Talk Sport called him. He said the same thing. Now I think Sky Sports are going to call him. So he's just has like some face
Making
time
money.
in the media. Yeah, making money, whatever, giving.
I saw this tweet which was talking about how difficult is being a manager, which had Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, and their win percentages as managers, and Mikel Arteta's win percentage. And in Champions League we have 74% win percentage. Like, we this season we haven't we've drawn games, but we've not dropped any points. And I'm like,
One draw.
one draw, and this is like, and we are expecting us, of course, a league season across season. It's not easy to be invincible across. There are very few instances where teams have not been beaten at all. So you have to go and have this, like, I know that the PTSD is coming because we had a lot of draws the last season as well, and that's where the PTSD is coming from, and the last minute goals from the opposition. But I think this time it is more. I think it's a managed chaos that he's trying to see. He's not giving them the complete freedom. Opposition he wants to restrict. He doesn't want to give them any chance, clear cut chances to score. And then if we get a chance, he wants to go and score. It's a very pragmatic, effective kind of football that he's playing.
No, see, again, he's playing pragmatic football at the highest level. Like none of these Mourinho's or this Simeone's can come and chat to him.
Yeah,
No, I'm being very serious. Now think about it. Tell me Arsenal's. If you ask me, which has been Arsenal's worst performance this season, I'll say uh, Wolves.
Wolves.
I'll say Brentford away, and
Yeah,
I'll say the. I won't even say the Man United game. I'll say the Chelsea away.
yeah.
These
The
three.
that game also
Again,
should have
there's
just 1-1, right?
yeah,
Finished 1-1.
and apart from that, if you see, I can also put in like Liverpool away. No, I won't even say Liverpool away was actually a decent performance.
We played well.
Yeah, Liverpool home was a bad performance. Now, the common denominator in all these performances was that we didn't lose, apart from the Anfield trip, we didn't lose any of these games. So that tells me something, that this team is equipped to see out games like you said earlier, that's Noni Madueke quote, no? That we don't want to lose and all, which is true. And that has been bred into this team. And see again, last season I think we had some 13 or 14 draws or something like that, right? That effectively killed our league season.
Correct.
But those came in like
In a
clusters.
batch. Yeah, in a
Yeah,
cluster.
those came in clusters. And but this season, even if you see that Forest, and it also came in clusters, of course. Forest, Liverpool, that Wolves, Brentford. But we had that kind of base to help us go see through that difficult phase. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I think we have like what, 7 draws this season.
yeah.
It's manageable. 7 draws is respectable. If you can 7 draws, yeah, it's respectable. If you have 19-20 wins on board, fine. I think, see, at this rate, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think we have a 7 point lead effectively, even if we consider that we will lose at Etihad, we'll still have a 4 point lead. Now, do you guys think Manchester City will win all their games?
I'm not so sure. I think, and if you see one more thing I
Not sure.
observed about, like, in Manchester City were riding on Erling Haaland's goal scoring prowess as well, and I think over the last couple of seasons, and now I realize that he scores in batches, and then there will be some games where we have a big drought. Again, there will be so he scores in waves basically. Comes back,
Yeah.
but he has this period where he will not score, and now that they're so dependent on him, uh, of his attacking and goal scoring threat, and the team is modeled around that, it kind of is impacting Man City more. That's why I think last 2 seasons, that's the reason why they have just his dip in form like affects the team directly.
No.
But don't you think
I was looking
Semenyo
at
is continuing
as I
his
told
form from
City
Bournemouth?
fixtures, right? The City have a difficult run of fixtures in general. Like I wanted them to win against Madrid to for them to stay in this
No, no,
competition for a little bit
no,
longer.
no. Consider this fact that they will go out of the Champions League. I've seen this argument that
Hmm.
them going out of the Champions League is not good for Arsenal because they will have lesser games
Yeah.
with less intensity. Like again, before the Madrid game, is what I saw was, should they go past Madrid, they will have like a crazy cluster of games where they face us between the Bayern games.
Yes.
You know, I mean, assuming Bayern are gonna go through, they will face us
Likely
between
to.
the Bayern games. So even without Champions League, they have like a good run of whatever run they had in the Premier League. Do you think they will not drop? They will drop points, is what I'm thinking.
There will be draws as well. They're not in their like the free flowing City that we have seen in the past. They're not in that run this time. They're having some
Correct.
patch. They're also playing in patches.
No, I watched that. I watched
Actually,
that the FA Cup game against Newcastle. No, I mean, trust me, Newcastle had so many
Yeah,
chances. If that Anthony Ilanga had some level, 1 even 2% brain, no, they would have had like few goals. I'm not even kidding.
yeah.
There was this one instance where they got the ball.
He just
He's on the
runs
move.
with the blinders on. He just
Yeah, he
runs.
just runs. He had three opportunities to pass the ball to Barnes. He didn't. At the end, what he did, went it almost near the box and crossed it straight to the keeper. Like the keeper didn't even have to move. He just caught it like on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is happening, man? Anyway, but that that
That's
is
why he
that
doesn't
is my
play
idea
Alanga
of
a lot. He has injuries. That's why he's getting his chance now because of the injuries around in the squad. Or else I think
what
Eddie Howe doesn't
I
doesn't trust
I
Alanga
think
a lot.
Eddie Howe thought he got like a 55 million pound gem. He played him in a couple of games like he's a bum. Where he didn't play him.
Yeah,
It's
and if
crazy
you
how
see
much.
even Newcastle like is you can see the injuries impacting Newcastle as well. They're in 12th or 10th or 11th. Yeah, I think 12th. I think if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Their league season is, I think, give or take done. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they can push for a late conference league position or something. But crazy. It's
we
just
have a
that I don't
comment.
know. It's yeah,
Should Arsenal
yeah. Good man.
capitalize?
Good lad. Good lad. Would Arsenal capitalize? See, now this is a good question. Why, I'll tell you.
Good question.
Uh, Last season we had the same problem. Whenever Liverpool rarely drop points, we didn't capitalize. Now, even this season, a couple of occasions recently, okay, this year I'm talking about, City drop points, we didn't capitalize. But what happened? The most recent game week, we capitalize.
We did.
We capitalize. City drop points, we capitalize. So see again, uh, you have to put perspective into Arsenal's fixture list also. You can't
Yeah.
be just talking about how City have done it in the past or whatever. Like
I
imagine
think
one thing.
I
I
think it's
I had this weird
because
thought.
City have done that. This they go on this insane runs of is like part of the season where they just keep winning, and that's a threat that they always carry, where they
No, no,
just win 10 matches in a row or something.
no, no, I agree. I agree. Now here what I was thinking today is, uh, I was just imagine if we win the quad. Just imagine, yeah, hypothetically, we win the
I'm
quad.
imagining.
Then can we tell other teams that you can't do it because you have not done it before?
I we should say that actually because that's what has
Yeah,
been
that's what
told
I'm
to
saying.
us
We should we
the
should we
last
should
couple
be
of
saying that,
seasons.
no? If you can't do it, why? Why can't we do it? Because we've never done it before. But anyway, on the capitalizing thing, I think we have to put our fixtures also into perspective, and we don't have very difficult fixtures.
Yeah.
This
So
Everton fixture is very difficult.
we face Everton, which is they're playing very well. Then we face Bournemouth again, decent form. Then we face City, and then we face Newcastle. So we have a good run of fixtures where we need to like really come up. But the good thing is, I think the Bournemouth game is at home, and the Newcastle game is also at home. So that gives a little bit more comfort that these big games are at home now. Um, yeah, but it's not going to be a easy run of fixtures where Arsenal will not drop points. And I think the
Of
same
course
thing
not.
I say about City as well. Both the teams might drop points.
Yeah. So
Since we are
Nikhil,
talking about
this
City,
is your answer. Sorry?
no, no,
No, no,
no.
you're saying something.
Uh, so I was like, since we are talking about City, what do you guys think? Like, if, let's say City are not going to win the Premier League and they are going to get eliminated from the UCL. What do you think about Pep's future at City? Is he going to continue at City, or do you think City are going to be in the market for a new coach or something? Or
I'll
what do you
answer
think?
this. I'll answer this. The thing is, City, the Pep Guardiola future is very. It's not related to the sporting activities at all, because first and foremost we have to understand that he's constantly building the project. The club is pumping money into his vision, his ideas, right? Even if outside noise say that, oh, maybe the club are planning their own thing and they are buying these players like Semenyo, Gay and all to build for the future, but it's not true. It's all like Pep won't entertain. The fact that a player comes in without him sanctioning the move, I don't think that's happening. The only reason I feel Pep is going to leave is he's, see, again, 10, 11 years at a club is too much in this
Yeah.
time and age, right? And he has done it all, he has won it all. I mean, we can talk all that nonsense, but then realistically, he'll leave maybe because of the charges that are going to affect the, no,
Hmm.
no,
Hmm.
it's like that only. That's how
Yeah.
he'll leave. He's like that, is what I feel. Like, he's a true checkbook manager.
Do you think there's a possibility that, like, when it's confirmed that they're not, there's no way that Arsenal will win the league, and
He
that's
froze.
the time when exactly then they get the the charges, like they lose points or something like that. So
No, no.
what
Could
do
you
you,
could you
because
repeat the
I've been
question
reading
again?
some, so it's something like we have been reading about these charges for like a couple of seasons, right? But still nothing has
Yeah,
happened. So, and
yeah,
all those seasons like City were like dominating. So now,
yeah.
if after a few game weeks, when becomes obvious that there's no way that City can now win the league, Arsenal are winning
Hmm.
the league and City can be like second or third or something, is that the time when they actually get the charges? Like, them dropping points, because it's obvious now, like, City are not going to win the league. Because earlier, like, do you think there's something happening in the back end? Like, people are betting on like City to win. That's the reason why charges are not happening or something like that.
No, I
No,
think
you think about it. No, they are gonna. I mean, this is all media talk. What I heard, that there's gonna be a 60-point deduction and all that crap. Now,
Hmm, hmm,
uh,
hmm.
think about the complications if you give them a 60-point deduction right now. It's
yeah.
not just about City. It's also about changing fortunes of other clubs. So uh,
Correct.
you might as well do it at the end of the season if you're
Yeah.
planning to do it. And from the seriousness of the reports that I've read over the last few months, is that this verdict is edging closer and closer. So, uh, doing coming out with a verdict right now, it affects the brand, the Premier League brand. You do it after the season end, it makes more sense, because then you can adjust things, right? Like, somebody will take over their, what do you say, their position. And
Position.
uh, okay, so the whole idea of, I'll tell you one thing that the Premier League can't do. The Premier League as an entity cannot relegate a team, right?
Correct.
So
Because EFL has
they
to
cannot.
accept them.
No, they cannot do it. It's not about them proposing something and the EFL accepting it or the FA accepting it.
Mm.
No, they cannot relegate a team. So what they can do is they can give a points deduction. Like, they can either give now or they can give them next season. Like, imagine next season City start with a minus 60 points,
Hmm.
right?
It
So
makes no sense, right? Next season, if they start
it
with minus
makes
60, it gets obvious that they are getting relegated.
It's a big,
Rather
big.
do it now.
no, you
I
don't
mean, you
understand the
rather.
thing. I'll explain. Let me explain. The thing is, imagine. Okay, let's hypothetically say that City get this 60-point deduction, 70-point deduction right now, right?
Hmm,
They get relegated. Now they go down, and all of a sudden, without any preparation, the championship, the championship potentially loses one spot of automatic qualification,
yeah.
right?
Hmm,
There is no
hmm.
period of transition. It not only affects the Premier League, it also affects
Europe.
the championship, and then lower down the line,
Yeah.
League One, League Two, etc., etc., etc. It will have a ripple effect into all the entire English football pyramid.
Yeah. Because
So
if they go to championship, then that means the championship team which is there in the 20, one more team, extra team, will it go down? Will it stay up? How will that
correct.
work? It's a
So
very
it
tricky thing
creates a
actually.
lot of complications. Next season, if City, hypothetically, okay, next season if City start in the Premier League with that points deduction, everybody knows what is going to happen. In fact, there is also a chance that City can also survive that. Think about it. if they manage to get
Score
like say
100 points.
100 points, 94 points,
Because
whatever.
technically 40 is the mark, right? 40 is the safe mark.
Yeah,
40 points.
they
I have a
get to
question.
keep their players. One second, they get to keep their
Yeah.
players. They get to give themselves a fighting chance to stay alive. Plus, if they win the Champions League, they never lose their Champions League spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Hmm.
Jito ask.
Yeah. So my question right now is like, look, I was just checking the point table right now. So which club has the least number of points? It's Wolves with 16 points, right? So right now
Right,
we have 8 games in hand, 8 or 9 games in hand. So
right.
what if they don't get the 60-point deduction like in one season itself? What if it's something like you get a 30-point deduction now, you get a 30-point deduction next season, or something like that? Like, for all the pointers that you mentioned, the championship would be affected, the league below that would be affected. What if, like, the solution they find is that, you like what I just mentioned, it's like 30 points or 30 points like that. And what if they get a 60-point deduction now? They go down to zero. They right now are on 60 points. They go down to zero with, I think so. How many games do they have in hand? They have 9 games in hand.
9 or 10,
So
yeah.
with 9 games in 38 games, right? So it should be
38,
nine.
yeah, 9 games.
Okay,
9 games, yeah.
yeah,
9 games.
yeah. So if they have 9 games in hand and they are to win all 9 games, so they get 27 points. So again, they will not get relegated. If they are to win all 9 games in hand, and there will be some other club getting relegated, they will be in the Premier League, but obviously not fighting for top 4 or top 6 or something. There will be
No,
other
if
clubs
they
who
if
will be
no,
in
no,
the
that's what I'm saying.
actually the
If you give them
yeah.
if you give them a points deduction right now, they are getting relegated because there is another team with 29 points, right? West Ham are with 29 points. So how will they survive?
28 points, West Ham, and yeah,
28 points. City
And
City
they
can
can score
maximum
more
get
as
its
well.
27 points.
yeah, fair
So
enough. But
that
hi, right, with 3 teams, yeah. Hmm.
I think judgment will not come so soon. It will come. It is likely to come during this break time, the summer break. That's when it will
no,
come.
did you guys watch the most recent
Overlap.
fan overlap?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
that Kieran
Kieran
Maguire, he
Maguire.
said something like there are 500,000 pieces of evidence, and it's too much. 500,000 pieces of evidence is too much. And of
But
course, I'm now at least it's clear to me, what is happening. Like they they are just, I don't know. See, even when this verdict comes now, like you said, let's assume hypothetically the Premier League hands the verdict right now, 60-point deduction. What is City gonna do? City gonna appeal.
hmm.
Now
No, this is the
when
last, right? This is the last one, if I'm not wrong.
no, there's nothing like that. So they can
Okay.
appeal through different channels.
Okay.
See, there is also a chance that this keeps dragging out.
Yeah. No, that's right. I think, and it makes sense. And one more thing I had was like, if because it's the World Cup year, Spain does well. If Spain doesn't do well and is reaching semifinals and Spain is out, and then there is a potential chance for, if a Spain role comes in play, there's a good chance that Pep might accept it.
Might
No,
Pep and more, yeah.
no,
Because in the
don't think so.
past he
Don't
has
think so.
mentioned that that might be the end, like the last thing that he might want to do as like
No,
being
no. He's
managing the
he
Spain
said
team.
he would like a national team role, but I don't think Spain is his cup of tea.
I think England wanted him. English FA wanted Pep to come, but I think he kept saying no. Even before his latest extension, he said no. He was the favorite ahead of Tuchel to take up the role. I think he continued with City because of his relationship and he wanted to see the project through. But yeah, let's see. But this World Cup will change a lot of things, equations, because there will be a big rotation of managers across, depending upon performance.
Hmm. And also, if they do get some reduction, there could be a possibility that there will be a lot of City players who would now then be in the market again. Yeah. Um, actually want to come back to the UCL games. Moving on from this topic, uh, what do you guys think about the two players, Saka and Martinelli? Because there was a lot of backlash that these two players got after the game. Like it was like Saka. This was one of Saka's worst games in the UCL and whatever. And there were some people saying that Arsenal should be scoring goals the way. PSG scored, like how future Quaradona was scoring, and also one more guy, uh, Valverde. The kind of goals that Real Madrid scored. That's the kind of goals that they expect Arsenal to be scoring, but they were just disappointed with our performance on the wing. So, what do you guys think of our players as compared to the other goals? Hold on, before we get to that, there's a comment from the previous
It's me
topic.
only. Yeah.
Is it- it's-
It's me only. I only
okay, okay,
commented
okay,
on it
okay. Yeah, yeah. Cool,
as a response to
cool,
that
cool,
guy.
cool,
I think for
cool, cool,
me,
cool.
like when I rewatched the game as well, like I think it was just the game state of play that was happening there in terms like I understand the frustration with Martinelli because we expect Martinelli to be that outlet of space, like somebody like Kvaratskhelia. But I think it depends. Like we whenever we got the opportunity, whenever the teams were open against us in the Champions League, we did that. We demolished a good Atletico Madrid side, which is doing very well in the La Liga. So we are capable of doing that, and I think there will be some occasions when I think these players also need good service. Uh, and if we are looking to play, and especially when the team is set up in the Leverkusen team was set up, there were five at the back, and they were ready. They were dug in there as trenches, and they're like, "Nah, we're not going to We don't want a goal to be scored against us." That was the mentality of play that Leverkusen was going for. So then it becomes very difficult for your friend three to. And a lot of times I saw that Gyökeres actually. So the game Gyökeres and Eze played well. If you see, they were almost playing like a front two. This time, Gyökeres was still up, and this guy was back, Eze, which meant that Gyökeres was getting pushed in between two defenders, and both the defenders kind of cut his space. So he didn't have any room to play with, and that kind of already gave us, even though through his physicality, it was difficult for him to push for a goal there. And that's what I think that's how Leverkusen tactically played it safe, and I think this is that worked for them actually.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Fair
agree.
enough.
I agree. But we can say again, like I said earlier, we just didn't go attacking the ball with like a lot of urgency, and which is fine. But that is again, I think he's talking more mentally. So that's why he let the game drift into that weird space of nobody's doing anything and let it pass. And we let it pass. Fortunately, unfortunately, even if we had lost that game, I was like I wasn't too worried. Had we lost 1-0, I was like too worried about it. I think we're gonna get it done at the Emirates, and that should be it.
And expect Arsenal games to be like 1-0, 2-0, or not more than that. I think that's what you have to now. This
Right
game,
now,
we will be like
right
that, I
now,
think now.
yes.
Yeah,
See,
we are in
again,
that
again,
phase.
we have to also put into perspective that this is not how we'll play when we meet like a big team like Bayern or
Correct.
Barcelona or Atletico Madrid in the next stage. Even Bodo Glimt for that matter, like how Bodo Glimt is passing through these other teams. We're not going to be that. Like
I
we've
think we
seen
are,
Bodo Glimt.
yeah,
Sorry,
because
no,
the way they are counter attacking as well, Bodo Glimt as well. Like they have this runners. So I think
yeah,
it's not going to
they're
be a
doing.
easy. It's
They're
not going to
doing.
be easy game as well. This one also will not be an easy game.
Where did he go?
I think he just lost connection. But the one more thing that I just wanted to ask, like in terms of uh, if you see what's happening with like when you, I know the Spurs thing is becoming a little bit crazy in terms of injuries, but I think we have to start appreciating the fact that how we have been in that space a lot of times in the past, where we are having a very good season, and then we in December we have injuries, and Wenger would come back, and we would be on top in December, and then just fall to the like, and then finish fight for top four. So, but now I see that this season we have to appreciate the fact that our medical team and even our game time management has played part in that we are having like managed injuries. Even the injuries that are happening, they're quick turnaround in terms of players coming back quickly. I think that's something we should
Yeah,
appreciate about the club and the way it's being managed. So I think as a
of course.
manager, Arteta is doing a lot of good things, And the question that I had was like, and this was something that a lot of group chats are having this like, what if Arteta doesn't win anything this season? Is he going to stay? Is he a good manager? The question is like, and as you said,
No,
I think that's something that I want to bring back. Like, when was the last time that Arsenal was at this position, at this stage of the season where we are fighting for all four competitions? I think I have not seen
never,
that for a long time.
never, never.
We were never in the Carabao Cup. Wenger always used to play almost kids in the Carabao Cup.
I mean, forget. Okay, let's forget the Carabao Cup for an instance for a minute. No, even if you take the traditional treble, that is the FA, Champions League, and the Premier League,
Correct.
I don't. I've never seen us being in all four competitions. Right. The even take last year. No, we thought that we had the chance to win or whatever, and we also went into the PSG game thinking that we can do something because we had defeated them earlier, but we were not in the Premier League. I think I had given up the Premier League in February, early February. I had given up because 6 or 7, 8, 9 points gap is not something that is possible to, like, that deficit is not something that we can cover. Plus we had all the injuries and everything. Again, see, uh, competitions, again the squad depth has helped us get to this place. And like you said, the management of injuries is also because we have quality cover to
Hmm.
manage those who are absent. uh,
Correct.
there have been many games actually that, crucially Saliba has missed. And if I'm not wrong, whichever
Saka has
games he
missed the
missed.
games which when there was
No, no,
one game
forget
where Saka
Saka.
got
Forget
injured.
Saka. Forget Saka. Saka, Saka is not hampered as the way Saliba has.
Yeah.
Saliba, whenever he has missed a game, we have dropped points.
Because
Draw,
Mosquera is still not the exact
yeah,
replacement for Saliba, right?
correct.
He's still young.
This game against Brighton was the first time I think this season that Saliba didn't play and we won. We won. So, so that's it. That again tell, even in that game, I think Mosquera was not very good
Yeah, he got a
overall.
yellow card very early.
Yeah, but he got cooked by that Minte.
But this guy has a
A lot
very
of
good
times.
mentality, Mosquera.
Okay.
He's played on yellow cards and he just manages the game.
Oh, no, no, no. He's a great player.
At 21, he's like, I think this was a very good find.
13 million fee.
I'm just looking at other teams like City or Liverpool. Liverpool spent like a fortune on that Jeremy Jacquet, right? I mean, I don't see any big difference between them and Mosquera, even Kushano for that matter.
Hmm.
They're all very expensive acquisitions if you think of it.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, I'm
Yep.
very happy with our season. So long may it continue. Not long,
I think the
whatever catching
pressure. I
up
think
ends.
Nikhil's point as well on in the comments. Like there is a pressure on the team, of course, because there's a voodoo on. Like we need to break that Premier League drought. That is a bigger pressure than quadruple, I would say. And just getting through
Absolutely.
that Premier League. I think Premier League title is far more important than the rest three.
See, I'll tell you what. Before we close this topic, I just wanted to bring up one more point that I also saw that when we drew to Leverkusen, everybody was talking about, how we played in the like free flowing attacking football. Even you said something about, like, teams are like different from the group stages, and now that's the thing. When as this thing progresses, we can't. We last season showed me that Liverpool were like full power in their group stages. They
Yeah,
won 7 out of 8. They lost the last one to PSV. They won 7 out of 8, but they faltered in the first hurdle, like in the round of 16 against PSG. Although they played very well in both the legs,
correct.
they lost. But we can't go into this round of 16 quarterfinal, semi-final thinking that, although people will say that we have an easier side or whatever, it's going to be tough. It's going to be
Yeah,
very, very tough. Although I truly believe that for some reason luck has been on our side.
Yeah.
to give us these kind fixtures, not kind, but then manageable fixtures.
Like mentally on the
Oh,
like
exactly.
if we seeing even the FA Cup,
Correct.
Southampton, we getting Southampton like League Two side, like Champions League championship team.
Championship.
It's like it's a mental barrier that we have, that okay, we don't need to face, like, we see how many times we have faced Chelsea. We might again face Chelsea now, if we win against Southampton. But this is going to be like when you're playing a big six team regularly. Like I think City is having that Newcastle overload. Like they played Newcastle so many
Five.
times, 5 times. That kind of play,
No, but
you think maybe this time I drop points.
yeah, yeah. See, again, sorry, again, I was saying that the remaining fixtures also. No, I asked the question earlier, like, do you see City dropping points? Then I was thinking, do I see myself dropping points? I see myself dropping points here and there. I see myself dropping points at Etihad, right? I see myself not losing at Etihad, but dropping points. Now, but as a fan, my question to you is: if you look at our fixtures, are you not confident that we can win all these games?
I am actually,
Yep, yep.
surprisingly. In the
That's
past I wasn't, but now I am.
exactly. No, see, that's our shift in mentality. Then people come and say, "Oh, you have an easier fixture." Bloody hell, we played our other fixtures.
We played our
It's
main
not like
ones
we didn't
early.
play our other fixtures. It's not like we pressed a skip button or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this, I want that.
I'm playing on the games, and I just said, let's continue this on simulation. But I think
I know
overall,
people are thinking like that.
but the difficult part in the first season, we actually did very well to get those points in, and that's why we are in this position. And City has been doing that in the past, and nobody has questioned City, or nobody questioned Liverpool in the past of doing well in the first half and having easier fixture list at the end. I don't know why this Arsenal bias is coming up now.
You yourself mentioned like what the Jaka's quote, when it's Arsenal, it's
Yeah,
everyone just yeah.
I think originally it was Micah Richards who said that,
Like
like,
that, it's
and he said that if it's Arsenal, it's a news.
no. He
Yeah.
said something else. He said, if it's Arsenal, everyone wants to lump it.
Yeah.
But that's true. That's so true this
That's
season.
true.
That's
That's
what
true.
is
That's
happening.
very true, actually. And I see it more often now. More often, like since we are in this position where we are leading everywhere, I see more people piling up on that now. I can see the real intent of. Till last year, it was like they're going to bottle it. They're going to bottle it. Now they want. They're like, this is not good. This is not since we're almost close to winning. Oh, this is not the kind of football. This is not the kind of champion we want to. I do
Exactly.
Arsenal fans really care?
If you
Yeah.
if you think that that guy Obi Mikel's comments were wild, you should have you heard what this idiot said? Alan Pardew.
Yeah, I heard it. Like there should be an
We
asterisk
should
mark
have an
against it.
asterisk mark on our titles. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
And
What have we
people
done? Have we
celebrated Liverpool,
cheated?
Leicester City winning. So let's up. I think it's a different. Like I think any team winning the Premier League, it's not an easy thing. Playing through the season and winning a league is it's a tricky thing, and you have to appreciate any kind of football.
No,
There
no.
was
Good,
Mourinho's
good.
style of football as well. We appreciate. Now we call Mourinho like a legend. We know he's a
No,
legend,
no.
and
Watch this. Watch this. You brought up the Leicester City name, no? Something else cropped up in my head. Now there is a new stat going on in the market, on Twitter, that uh, since the Leicester City season, nobody has collected, like, this number of points or whatever. But they forget
hmm,
that after the Leicester City season, it was one Conte season, and after that, it was only Pep and Klopp seasons.
correct,
Right? They were fucking going mad. Those two. Liverpool lost a league season by like 97. They were on 97 points and they
crazy.
lost. Yeah. The people don't put that into perspective. Now, in fact,
Hmm.
if you think of it, Arteta is coming and revolutionizing football by, like, tell me one thing. Do, have you guys not heard that, Pep's football is boring in the middle years? Right?
I've heard that.
Absolutely.
Playing tiki taka and
He
all
was
that nonsense.
he was buying the league. We heard all of that. Now it's
Yeah,
like
and but boring football. Yes, I've heard
No,
heard
no.
about
You think
Pep's
of it.
football.
No, they're playing this tiki taka thing, passing,
Yeah,
passing, passing. They were only playing in one half and they were scoring goals. Nobody call. People used to call it boring. To be frank, But now they are thinking in hindsight, oh, it
Mhm.
was so entertaining,
Yeah, this is
But
the
Arteta,
revolutionized. He revolutionized
exactly,
Premier League.
Arteta has finally given a solution to counter this sort of boring football by playing more boring football.
Hence the memes, right? Like when the Atletico match was Taliban versus something Al Qaeda.
Yeah, yeah.
Diego Simeone and
But
Arteta, they were memeing.
I think there was another chant about like this is late last seasons of George Graham where it was like boring Arsenal. This was a chant, and I think yeah, we won then, we will win now, and I think people will hate us for winning. People will hate us for bottling. So yeah, just get on with that.
I mean, we have to go back, like how we as human beings, as Indians, we sometimes go back and see what our ancestors did and everything. Look, we have to do that as Arsenal fans. Our ancestry is fucking boring football.
Yeah, we
Let's
have won
adapt it
leagues because of like this. This is the
precisely.
football that we have made us win.
Let's embrace that. And if anybody wants to hate, let them hate. People are complaining, man. People are coming online on streams everywhere. They're complaining that I was watching the Arsenal game and fell asleep. Don't watch the Arsenal game.
But they want to watch the game, and they're hoping for Arsenal to drop points. They're watching the game, and then they come out and then Arsenal somehow manage a win, get the 3 points, get out, and they're like, oh, the style is not right. But I think who cares? Nobody
These
gives a
men
damn
are
about
what
what's happening in
these
terms
men
of
are
the style
these
of
men are
football.
running these men are running watch along streams, and then at the end of the day they're
Hmm.
calling us boring. Why are you watching us? Watch something else. Watch the
These are the same
Bundesliga. It's
There are
so entertaining.
These are the same
man.
people
Forget about the
who hated Chelsea fans. There was a lot of Chelsea fans who are commenting on Arsenal style now. And you just go back and see what Conte did. You go back
No,
and see
but
what Mourinho did.
one key observation I've seen, okay, with all these streamers and everything, Chelsea, City, United, these guys have, and Liverpool, of course, Tottenham, they're in their own misery. But these
Yeah.
four clubs, they are consistently talking about how boring our football is because they have nothing else to comment on.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I think Liverpool coming and talking about our football is like I don't think a slot plays a very exciting kind of football anyway.
It's a lot terrible.
Last season he won 1-0 and 2-0, a lot of 1-0 and 2-0.
A lot of buttons into it. So I agree.
Nikhil has a comment about the Arsenal propaganda. Like he read some news that Pep said the competition this season in the Premier League has been the toughest they have encountered. For example, Wolves drew a draw against Arsenal and then beating Liverpool.
I
Defeated
think, and
Liverpool.
this is something that even I was listening to Eddie Howe's comments, and then I was listening to what Anthony Gordon was saying. All of these people are saying that it's not just the big teams now in Premier League. The overall fixture list is such complex. Like every team, any team can beat on their given
Anyone.
day. They can beat any good team. And City can lose. That's why I think City can drop points.
Yeah.
This is the
No,
most competitive league, and a lot
this
of
is
people who
this.
are trolling Premier League clubs in the Champions League this week have to understand how many minutes have gone. They're playing one extra cup competition midweek, which the other big three leagues don't play. So you're always going to see a lot of minutes in these people in this big Premier League players who are competing for multiple competitions. So that has to be factored in somewhere. I think a lot of these people trolling City, like I know that yeah, their loss to Madrid was not expected against a depleted Madrid, but again, City has been playing so much football going into that fixture. That also kind of like players also get fatigued, and I think that's something nobody's really like they're not considering that as part of their assessment of what happened, and
Yeah.
everybody's laughing at the Premier League.
Yeah. No, no. This
Hmm.
guy Nikhil, he says no, right, in his last sentence. No, for example, Wolves drew Arsenal and defeated Liverpool. See, now this factor itself makes the league difficult. It's not
Yeah,
about saying that Premier League. When we say Premier League is the most difficult league, it's because of this, and not because of like Europe. We can go and lose. All teams can go and lose, like we saw. Sorry, last week, this week. So, uh, like in Serie A, there is a team called Pisa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
They have been going everywhere and getting thrashed, right? Inter Milan, Juventus, Roma, whatever. They're getting thrashed. The same goes with Bundesliga. There is one team that is getting thrashed, but Wolves, for example, they were also getting thrashed. But then they are at times they're rising up to the occasion. They are defeating teams, and also it's great. That's what makes this league more exciting in my
Correct.
eyes. But yeah,
Yep. Uh, Guys, let's move on to the next topic actually. Two quick fire questions. This is going back to the UCL. I'll just bring it up. Which out of these games do you think would you rate the top three out of the first leg, and your predictions for the second leg?
like when you say top three, you're talking entertainment quotient. What is it?
Anything, whatever,
For me, the top game
whatever
was
quotient you.
Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham. That was top game.
No, no. The best game for
Uh,
me was Newcastle versus Barcelona. What a game! What a game!
I think I like the City, Chelsea PSG game as well. Like if from the first half
So,
perspective, it was very good.
yeah. So let's go day by day. No, Tuesday I like the Newcastle Barcelona game. If you're
Yeah,
talking the Wednesday, then yeah, of course I rate the PSG and the Madrid games.
yeah,
Very very good actually. Madrid. No, surprisingly they were so solid defensively. I've never seen
yeah.
them defensively this solid.
And
Right?
they had
They
a
were like
clear game plan. They had a clear game plan, and
exactly.
Man City walked into that. I think Man City were a little bit arrogant going into that fixture. They assume that
Hmm.
they'll come through easily, and I think that's
Somebody
something
said
that has. I think this is not, and it's not a pep side to do that actually. But strangely, this is the chink I've seen this year in his armor.
no. Strangely enough, I've seen Pep do this in crucial games. Rejig his thing like this season since Rodri has come back, I think in December or January or whatever, he has been unable to play in a single pivot, for example.
Yeah, he again played
Whenever
single pivot against Madrid.
correct, instead of giving him more tools like a Nico Gonzalez or that Nico O'Reilly
Hmm.
for example, in that
Nico O'Reilly
I'd
in the
say
back four. He's put Nico O'Reilly in the back four. I don't know what he's doing. He's Nico has been playing so well.
no, that he had not just these, but then he had very weird decisions. Like I'll start one. He I don't know why he started Savinio. Just because he
Hmm.
played decently in that Newcastle
One
game,
game.
that okay, Savinio won. For some reason, he dropped Matthews Nunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he even Ait Nouri was playing well so far.
Yeah,
He dropped
I was
them,
surprised. And
right?
Nico O'Reilly came played instead of Ait Nouri. No, I don't know
And
why.
Nico O'Reilly has been very dominant in that midfield. If you think of it, in the
Yeah.
last few games, he did all that, and then he also dropped Omar Marmoush,
Yeah.
right?
I think I would have started
So
Mamouche over Haaland, and Haaland could have come off the bench.
correct. He could have done that, especially considering Haaland has not been playing very well as
Correct.
such.
And sometimes I find his decisions very strange. He does this, plays people out of position, plays people not on form.
No, even
Like
in that 2021 season when they went to the final and lost to Chelsea, that
that was the
entire season, right? He played a defensive midfielder.
correct.
For the final, he
Why would
decided
you do
not
that?
to play defensive midfielder. He dropped both Fernandinho
Yeah.
and Rodri. It's very strange
I
that game.
still
And
can't believe that game. That game, Chelsea City should have won.
oh my god, that game, Jorginho controlled that midfield like anything.
He gave him the free platter to roam around and do that.
Yeah.
Then that's you can't do that in a final champions. Suddenly change the entire tactic in final.
No, but
I
this
think he just
result also.
overthinks. He was like, okay, they Tuchel is going to think like I'm going to do this, so let me not do this. Let me do something else.
No, even take that. Even his in-game decisions. No, sometimes it's very weird. Like when he came to the Emirates this season, they were sitting behind. They got one counter opportunity. They scored right. After that, the entire game they sat behind. The last 5 minutes. All of a
And
sudden,
most people won't challenge you on that.
he's pushing a highlight, the last 5 minutes of a game, and we scored. You don't need to do that. You sit in a low block until the 90, see it out. No, he didn't do that. So he does all these weird stuff once in a while. So I know it's
Yeah.
good only. That benefits us
But
one way or the
Tottenham,
other.
what's happening with Tottenham? I don't know.
Crazy.
Let's
Three
get to
slips.
Tottenham. Yeah, let's get to
Tottenham.
Tottenham after a bit. These results, the first leg, what do you guys think in the second leg? Who's going to win the first leg after the results?
I think Liverpool will still go through and beat Galatasaray and go
Bearing
through.
Arsenal, of course.
Yeah. I think Liverpool will go through, and then I think
Okay.
Barcelona will go through in the Newcastle game. I think beating Barcelona at home would be difficult for Newcastle. Uh, Atletico and Bayern. I think Atletico Madrid and Bayern, and I think Arsenal will
Yeah, those games are
score, and
clinch.
Arsenal will score a couple of goals and will be through. PSG Chelsea is going to be an interesting game. Chelsea is going to put up some fight, but I think PSG just needs to score one goal, and that's it. The game is done.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah,
Bodo
like
wins. Bodo is a good team to watch. So I hope Bodo wins. And I think Madrid. I think this is unsurmountable for Man City. 3 goals is a little bit too much.
Yeah, yeah, that too against
see
Real Madrid.
whoever has won apart from that Galatasaray thing goes through, right? We
Yeah,
go through, and I'm not so sure about the Newcastle Barcelona game. I think it's still a wide open game. So let's see what happens in that
it's going to be a
because
good game. It was good game to watch, and then it's going to be again a good game because both the teams are going for it, which is very
and,
fun to watch.
and I wouldn't underestimate Newcastle because they've done some crazy things in their Champions League campaigns away from home. So
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you can place a winner on paper, and that is Barcelona. But mm, let's see, let's see.
And I think one shout out to Luis Hall. Like I think in terms of the gameplay as well, like Yamal is supposed to be. Lamine Yamal is a
Best
generational
player in the
talent, but
world.
so is Luis Hall. Like he was very good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that post you had shared. Okay. Now we're coming up to the Tottenham topic. Of course, the that's 3 goal slip and the early substitution about that. But what do you guys think about Tottenham's possible relegation? We already discussed that, as well as Leicester's possible relegation from the Championship.
Let's get this Leicester thing out of the way.
Yeah.
What is
So
it?
these
Where
are
are they?
basically
Yeah, Leicester.
yeah.
Leicester. The problem is they've got like a points deduction of sorts. So
Hmm.
that's why they're going down. And can you
Mhm.
can you show the entire championship table?
Yep, I have to look it up. I'll look it up and sure.
Yeah, fine. So I'm just saying that is the crux of it. Leicester, otherwise, were expected to finish somewhere mid-table, but it's not just about the 6 or 7 points. It's only what they got, 6 or 7 points. But again, with that thing, they are already down, and that creates a pressure, like a vacuum of sorts. And then then players stop performing. There are a lot of questions about uh, the futures of some players. And Leicester City is not like a team that has like pro championship players. It has a mix of Premier League experienced players or whatever. Again, these
And,
like
and they
you
lost
you go
Vardy as
down
well
from
now.
sorry,
They don't have Vardy as well anymore.
they don't have Vardy. Vardy
Hmm.
is with some Italian side, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but no, forget Vardy. I'm just saying that it's a mentality issue. Like you go down from the Premier League to the Championship, you're losing a lot of your finances. You're losing at
Hmm.
least 50% of your salary or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you go there from there to League One. That's like an even significant drop, right?
yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
They're still there.
21.
No, they'll survive.
Yeah,
They'll survive.
but yeah, there was a possibility of them getting relegated, but yeah,
Yeah, and that they dropped this low because of all the deductions that they had, and then they went through a rough patch where they're not winning games.
Hmm. No, they'll. I think they'll survive.
Yeah, I think I'm instead of I'm not worried about Leicester so much as I'm worried about Tottenham because Tottenham I think they somehow don't have, they're not realizing the precarious situation that they are in. I think they're still
Yeah.
living in their la la land where I think some players like Javi Simmons think that he is going to get out of this club anyway once the season is over. I think nobody's realizing how tricky the situation is because West Ham is buoyant. West Ham is actually now in that mode. They have in the survival mode and they're playing that kind of football. So you will expect them to pick up some points here and there. Forest, I don't know how Forest has been a little bit of a team which is like similar to Spurs. They have good talent there, but they somehow they're so they will have their good days, they'll have their bad days, but they have a good manager now. Spurs is a team where they don't know about the manager. They don't know which is the best 11 that they're going to put. And the best 11 also is like Mickey Van der Ven is supposed to be the best player, and you saw he's going through a horrendous patch of like, run. He was not good. He got a card in one of the games, and then against Atletico, the slip. Uh, you can see that there are a lot of cracks, and the team is not able to push through. And this is very dangerous position. I think they have to pick up points very soon. They have to get a win they have to buy a win. Somehow they get a win and change the mood.
Why do you want Spurs to win, though? Yeah,
I don't want Spurs to win, but I don't want such a big club to go down as well. That is such a crazy thing.
man. But just imagine, like, this is the season when Arsenal are actually they have the possibility of winning the quadruple and Spurs going down. Like, what are the odds of that happening in the few in the any time after?
Yeah.
Like,
They were
after that.
fighting
But
relegation
also
last
one,
season as well, but this season they have been even bad.
yeah.
No, no,
Also
no.
one
They
more
were
thing,
not.
like
They were
in
not.
the
Yeah, go on.
yeah, I just wanted. Okay, continue this. This is a new topic, so
No, no. I'm
uh,
saying they were not fighting relegation last season. They were like they finished 17th and everything, but they had a very good cushion. Like they didn't have to worry about all these things. But this season, see again, one I can kind of agree with the fact that we don't want a big team going down and everything. We'll miss the North London derby and all. But
Exactly.
see, to be frank, uh, the Spurs being in the relegation zone is a much bigger entertainment factor for the league. Now I'm all of a sudden invested in what do you say? So if so far, like last 3-4 weeks ago, I was only invested in our matches and City matches. Like I've stopped caring about Liverpool, Chelsea, whatnot. They don't bother me. All of a sudden, now I'm very much interested in what West Ham do, Forest do, and Spurs do. I'm watching these games. It's a good advert for the Premier League. And
Yeah.
again, Spurs going down is going to create a lot of amazing things in terms of what they can do to the EFL, the kind of attention they bring to the EFL. Sorry, not EFL, the Championship, and then we also see like how if they can come up again immediately and all that. So let it go. Let them go down. Let them go down. But I have this weird feeling that they might not.
Yeah.
Even if they have like some. I say this and then I look at their fixture list and then I see like fuck, like they're gonna go down.
They are not able to buy the next Liverpool game definitely dropping, right? I don't think they they
Sorry.
can. The
No, no,
next game is
Liverpool they're
against
gonna get properly thrashed. That aside, I'm more worried about this Nottingham Forest and this West Ham not performing. That will prevent Spurs from going down. Can you is it possible to pull up their fixture list?
So I
who's
can
fixture
list out
list?
it. First they're playing Liverpool, then they play Nottingham Forest, very good fixture. Then they play
Mm-hmm.
Sunderland, then they
Mm-hmm.
play Brighton, and then they play Wolves. These are the next five fixtures on in the Premier League for them.
Wolves
Hmm.
what away?
Wolves, let me see.
Away. They drew at home.
Yeah, they drew at home. Yes, yes.
Interesting.
So they're going to
But this
play Forest at home, Liverpool at Anfield. Then they play Sunderland, Sunderland home.
away,
Then they
away.
go. Sunderland away, and then they play Brighton at home and Wolves away.
I say they win none of these games.
Then after that they have Villa away and Chelsea away.
Chelsea is where they get relegated.
Chelsea is hoping for that. I think Chelsea wants to relegate them there.
See,
Man, just
think
imagine
about
the
it.
media chatter.
Hmm.
It's,
That's what even I want.
I think it's going to be a fun. The relegation battle is going to be little bit more fun than the top four, I guess now.
10 years ago, Chelsea ended their title race. Now they're gonna throw them down to the championship. Brilliant. See, I'm saying let even Chelsea have some fun, no?
Yeah, Chelsea. I think they hate Spurs almost as much as we do. So that's a big rivalry there,
Correct. See, that's what
and it's
that's what
always
makes this
fiery that
whole
game, Chelsea Spurs.
that's what makes this London thing more special. You know what I mean? It's not just a triangle of hatred. It's more like uh, there are other teams also. Like Fulham are the ones that love everyone apart from Chelsea.
Yeah,
Like Brentford, like okay, fine, they don't care, but then they also revel in victories.
yeah.
West Ham,
Palace.
West Ham is that one team that everyone hates.
Yeah, traditionally a big team, right? That's why I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they're
It's
they're
crazy.
having a difficult run. Spurs. Even the last four games are like they're playing Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, and Everton.
They're not winning any of those, and by the time they face Everton, they would have their season would have been done. And again,
That's a
see again,
scary thing.
yeah. From what I heard, even somebody you pointed out to David Onshin tweet. No,
Yeah,
they're looking for options. See, the thing is, what Daniel Levy did was he proactively inserted relegation clauses in some of these contracts.
hmm.
That you go down, you take 50% pay cut. Now, think about it. A player like Romero, who's on 200 grand a week, he's suddenly thinking like, what the hell? Like, I'm gonna go down and like earn less.
Yeah,
Plus the prospect of playing in the championship. He's not some mug, no. He's like a World Cup winner.
Hmm. Hmm.
Van der Ven, he's a Dutch international, and he's in demand. Even though, and it's not like they are playing bad or whatever. I just feel that they have checked out.
yeah. Mentally, they're
These
not there.
players are
True.
they're checked out. All this Kinski nonsense and everything. It's all a ripple effect of what is happening behind the scenes that we don't know about.
And this new manager also hasn't helped. So that I think he's his
No, but
Yeah.
because of his he's not a native English speaker, so he's always struggling. And I think that adds pressure on the way what he's saying about the team in the press conferences.
no. Even if we can ignore that, my point is he took up a job that is he literally took up an impossible job at this point.
Yeah, and without having a knowledge of the league, like he, of course, he hasn't managed a team before in the league, right? So it's not as if he's going to Serie A team in the bottom and trying to bring them up. I think
Hmm.
Tottenham made a mistake in appointing such a new manager in a temporary role. So the squad knows he's not going to be there next season. He has no motivation for like he can save them, but again, that's not guaranteeing anything, any long term gig for him at Tottenham. I think this was just a never a like a deal. It was a very bad for all the parties involved. Bad deal.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
no. I'm saying even if we ignore that, he can't be. You can't expect him to like get them out of a slump. This whole 4 games in the Premier League he has lost and everything that is there, fifth on the horizon. But it's a very difficult job. And when you and again see again we have to because I said this about my club last season that we couldn't compete in the league because of the injuries. They have
Hmm.
they have had this consistent injury problems for like 2 seasons running now,
Yeah, there's
right?
something
And
wrong
it's
with
very
in the medical thing.
yeah, they're
And I think
crazy. Like
has James Madison actually played like effective football across two seasons?
he played last season, but this season he had that ACL, no? So he's gone.
This guy did not play. I think even Kulusevski is like generally is always injured. Like he's off.
Kulusevski again is like, see, look at this. He's injured. See how? Tell me one thing, very realistically. How do you compete with this? Like
These are
you're
all your main players, by the way. All of these start. Players like
correct.
Romero starts, Van de Ven starts, Madison starts, Kudo starts, Busuma, okay, but Polinia, yes, Kulasevsky, yes. Like you would want to play these players in the almost everybody is like first team players. And this is just
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna. I can only see like this guy, this Dragusin and this Danso starting in centre back.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
they have full back cover for this game,
He is
but
playing back three, so maybe Pedro Porro plays in the three, maybe.
no, I don't think he can play a back three now.
Now he can't. He should not. I think that
I can't.
the first thing he should skip that back three now. He has to get for back four. Yeah.
Even the midfield,
Hmm.
they're gonna get run through like anything.
Yeah.
Pambe
Liverpool is
Matar
going
Sar
to
and that
Liverpool, but
idiot
I
this
still predict.
Gallagher.
I still predict for this weekend's game. I predict Spurs will beat Liverpool.
Beat
That's my
Liverpool.
hot take.
Oh man, that's a hot take. Fair enough. But I doubt. I doubt. I doubt.
Because I think
Just bringing
that's
up
the
one
most
last.
Spursy thing they can do.
I mean, if they do it,
Yeah,
it's good for them.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just bringing up one last interesting stat. Let's wrap it up. It's
Oh,
like getting quite late, so let's
Yeah.
wrap it. Just which is this one.
Crazy. Crazy. And remember,
Yeah.
when we got him, people wanted Ramsdale to start instead of him. And they were
Hmm.
criticizing Arteta on his transfer policy of getting competing goalkeepers, not having like faith in his trusted goalkeeper that he got a couple of seasons back. And but you can see the difference that this guy makes, and he has actually this season saved us a couple of games. Like he
Even
has been
even
the
even
reason
last
why.
game,
Yeah,
even the Leverkusen game.
and this guy has been his 2 seasons consistently. He has won the Golden Glove now, and
Hmm.
on track for three. This
Yep.
is this is a very good buy again. Another good buy. I think Declan Rice is good uh, transfer for us, and I think then David Raya has also been a good transfer for us. He
he's been
gives
great.
along with Saliba and Gabriel, he gives that comfort for the back unit. Him being in goal.
No, but he's. I think
Hmm.
he's very. The problem with the with anybody rating him is suddenly they'll bring all sorts of uh, like this very image, suddenly they'll bring comparisons to Edwin van der Sar. They'll ask who's better, Raya or van der Sar. Fucking everybody's gonna say van der Sar, man,
Yeah, this
because
is
he's
one
he's
more.
one. Yeah, he's one thing. He's more of an established international, etc., etc. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like
I think this came
Allison.
because Raman. This came because when they asked Van der Sar on rating goalkeepers as world class or not, he rated
Oh,
Onana as world class, and he rated
uh,
David Raya as not world class.
uh,
Edwin
another
Van der Sar.
United psychiatric ward patient.
Yeah, but yeah, Van der Sar was good,
Okay.
was excellent. I've seen him play, and I think he's a very good goalkeeper. But
Yeah,
Raya
of course.
is good in his own way.
Yeah, I don't compare. I
I think
really don't
distribution wise,
compare.
he's better than Van der Sar.
But Van der Sar didn't need distribution at that
This
time.
didn't need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, let's wrap this up for now. This one ran for like quite too long. Uh, thank you for everyone who joined in. If there were any new subscribers, if you're watching this like later, please do subscribe. If you want to reach out, if you want to join our streams, please do reach out to either of us. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Ganesha and Raman, for your thoughts. I hope everyone who joined enjoyed the stream and learned something new from it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you.